So think of reality versus Hollywood. Stories always embellished to make more interesting. A psychopath in Hollywood is completely different from the textbook psychiatric diagnosis. In fact, it's not even called psychopath. It's called antisocial personality disorder. Serial killer flicks that are emphasized on the gore and the atrocities that said person did, even if it's based on something that is partially true. And how real paranormal activity or events are in comparison to the Hollywood embellishment. Now we think of zombies. So think of the Hollywood zombie.
The world as we know it
They must be destroyed.
is no more.
My ingenuity took an old world and made it into something new.
These are under siege.
The land of the living has become the land of the dead.
We're all dead.
It's like they're pretending to be alive.
They're mindless walking corpses.
If you were to imagine what would be the closest to reality zombie, you'd probably think the bath salt thing, right? Actually, I have something better.
Could be like $30,000 a year.
I like Bernie Sanders so much.
Oh, like, what's not to like?
You did it for me. I'm officially a Bernie Sanders
Honestly, free
supporter.
college tuition when he was at
You're a Bernie Sanders fan.
I am a Bernie Sanders fan.
What do you like about Bernie?
I like socialism.
What is socialism?
Socialism, oh, that's a tough one.
Socialism. What do you think that word means? He calls himself a
I'm a
socialist.
socialist.
Okay, what do you mean by socialist?
Democratic socialist to me means that we want a government that is making sure that our economy is working for everybody and our government is working for everybody. We have
Zombie.
What exactly is a democratic socialist?
So I think what he means by that phrase is he thinks that income inequality is unfair and that we need to apply regulations and stuff to limit the amount of wealth that people can accumulate. The government, not to say this is a free market doing whatever the hell it wants to do, but we want to take action here and actually do something to make this different.
He says I'm a democratic socialist as opposed to a democrat.
Equality among people, equality among the different social classes.
You have
this is
equal
Barack Obama
opportunity,
talked
but you're
about
not
Bernie.
getting
Does that
equal
make any sense?
handouts. That's the difference.
President Obama has supported doing all of those things
Yes.
when he was running. Is President Obama a socialist as well?
I would say President Obama has socialist tendencies. I don't think you can be a socialist unless you declare yourself a socialist.
What's the difference between Bernie Sanders and Obama on that?
Obama is much more moderate.
You think so?
Yeah, he's actually fairly middle of the road.
So maybe if Barack Obama were a little more honest, he'd say, I'm socialist too.
I think it depends how radical he makes it.
How radical?
How radical, man.
Bernie. You know, many of the things you've said and many of the talking points you've used, we've heard Barack Obama say exactly the same thing. Now, does that mean that Barack Obama is also a socialist? What particular difference that you would point out between their economic policies?
Well, so yeah, Obama is for single payer health insurance, so that is a quote unquote socialist
Actually, no, he's
policy.
not.
Obama's he's been very pro-capitalist. If you got a business, you didn't build that. Somebody else made that happen. Bernie Sanders is much more for income equality. I'd say that Obama is more of the free market.
Okay. How does income inequality hurt you?
It doesn't hurt me.
Politics guy in here. Clearly. Well, you got that sticker on. You're politically involved even for a non-political guy.
Zombies, man. They creep
I think
me
that
out.
that's actually current reality's closest realistic association to zombies. In fact, the majority of those people are just being psychologically manipulated and what the media narrative tells them instead of just reading things for themselves. And they're not even old enough to understand. And when the actual quote-unquote free market was regulated way back before George Bush Jr. came in office, because he actually loosened regulations that was supposed to keep Wall Street and the free market in check from becoming a monopolized corporatism identity as opposed to a capital. What currently goes on is the fact that the upper class has been taking advantage of those manipulative loosening of regulations that George Bush did 14 years ago. And Obama didn't fix those things. And he just continued to feed into the bleeding deficit that we have. Didn't even acknowledge those things because either he never intended to, or somebody who had their hand up his ass told him that that's something he cannot do. When the entire world economy goes under and there's no way to be able to distribute funds in order to let goods and services and bartering continue to go on, and there's still going to be necessary resources and manual labor to agriculture, sustainability, manufacturing, they're still going to need people to do that, even if there's no money to pay them. So the way that the government will be able to burden you with that is by the stipulation that they're taking care of you. If people actually just thought about, some of the regulations that used to go on, just look back through, history and politics first, and see what was going on, when it did work, what's going on currently or what wasn't working that was working then, and then start to brainstorm on how you'll change things instead of just listening to them. This comes down to with the millennials that have been coddled and told them that they can be anything they want to be, and they always were guaranteed a participation certificate award regardless if they were the slowest, most pathetic, losing participant. If you're in a race and you're the last one to cross the finish line, you shouldn't be getting a fucking certificate for that. The encouragement to do better and apply yourself and excel next time should be your reward, not nice try, gold star. And that's the problem here. I wonder if all of those people, I would love to actually ask them, if you won the jackpot right now, without question, if you support Bernie Sanders' policies, you wouldn't hesitate for one moment to sacrifice 80 to 90% of all of that lottery earning and give back to everybody who didn't win the lottery. Would you do that? Would you be the zombie that you're insinuating you are? Or would you come back to life and ask me what the hell I'm talking about?
Zombies, man. They creep me out.